Hello and welcome to the Job Search Strategies for Full-Time Job Seekers workshop. This workshop is being recorded so that students and recent grads can access it at any time. Therefore, there will not be questions and answers. However, at the end of the workshop, I will share contact information and you can schedule an appointment to come in or meet virtually to get your answers to your questions. If you are in a job search, you probably understand that there are multiple steps involved. So the strategy that is going to benefit you most is going to have you in one of these steps at this point in time moving forward, hopefully. Preparation and organization is very important in the early stage of the job search process. Certainly research employers who are currently hiring, network, get out there and network. A lot of people find that this is a very intimidating step in the job search process. However, it is, we know from research, it is the most beneficial. It's the #1 way that people get connected to opportunities is through networking. And we'll talk a little bit more about that coming up. Then apply for as many opportunities as you can as time allows. And then after interviews, do an important follow-up step, which is send an email thank you note to your interviewer or interviewers. This is a picture of the Job Seekers Daily 7. The Job Seekers Daily 7 is a tool that I developed a number of years ago to help full-time job seekers, recent grads, manage their expectations and manage their job search. I know you can't read on this slide, but on the next 4 slides, I will break down these steps, these 12 steps, and go into a little more detail. If you would like a copy of this Job Seekers Daily 7 tool, please let me know. All right, the instructions for Job Seekers Daily 7 is earn 7 points per day, 5 days per week. Now, in any 7 days, you get to pick which 2 days are going to be non-job search days. It's really important not to burn yourself out by engaging in too much job search activity. It's very important that you have a little bit of downtime to live life, get laundry, get groceries, just everything that you have to do in addition to your job search. So pick which 2 days out of 7 will be days for everything else other than job searching. On your job search days, you will earn 5 points toward your 7 that you're shooting for the day. You'll earn 5 points if you have an interview and write a thank you message to your interviewer or interviewers afterwards. You will also, or alternately, earn 5 points if you attend a career fair. However, you must have properly prepared for the career fair in order to earn the 5 points. To properly prepare for a career fair, you must research ahead of time who's going to be at the career fair, not meaning the names of the recruiters, but which company representatives will be there. And then do research on the job process and job opportunities that are available with those particular employers who will be at the career fair. It's really far more impressive if you approach a recruiter with a statement as opposed to a question. When you approach a recruiter at the career fair with a question, you right away establish that you're not really prepared. But if you have a statement, something to the effect of, I saw on the name the company website that you do XYZ, and I'm really interested in XYZ, and that's why I wanted to come and talk to you today. Then you have to dig deep. Don't make your opening statement superficial. I mean, it's obvious that Mercedes-Benz makes cars, so you wouldn't make that your opening line, but dig deep into their website and find something that really does match your interests. That will kick off the conversation with the recruiter. The recruiter will take off from there. And the recruiter will be thinking pleasant thoughts about you because you just made that recruiter's job easier by telling the recruiter that you did research and what you want to talk about. That's how you properly prepare for the career fair. You will or can earn 4 points if you use the Career Center services. Again, we're here to help you, and so that's part of this. This tool is that you will earn 4 points if you meet with one of our professional staff members or email. However, I did put a little caveat in here that you only earn 4 points regardless of how many times you bounce emails back and forth. Going on, 4 points if you attend a networking function and actually network with at least 5 people. Attending the function is not sufficient. You have to network with people who are there. A lot of people who are in a job search will make networking cards. And so when you go to a networking event, you can exchange a card, or give a card to someone you network with. We can talk in detail in an appointment about networking cards and what you should put on yours. You'll earn 3 points if you conduct an informational interview with someone who works in a field that you want to work in. An informational interview is an interview where you initiate it, you request a date and a time when you can speak to the professional, and then you're the interviewer, so you have the questions ready. Generally, an informational interview is only going to last for 15-20 minutes, and you cannot ask a professional how much they make. Everybody wants to know the answer to the money question, but you can't ask that person, how much do you, as a professional in this field, make? What you can ask is, how much do you think, or what is a range, reasonable range of salary expectation for someone just coming out of college, getting into this field? That's an okay question to ask. And then 3 points if you apply for a position to which you do meet the minimal qualifications, and you write a tailored cover letter. So apply and include a tailored cover letter, and that is worth 3 points. You can earn 2 points for an hour of volunteer work that you do in your field of study. And this can be really beneficial in more than one way. You get out of the house and you get to engage with people who have studied what you've studied. You can build your network in this way by doing volunteer work. You can showcase what your skill sets are through volunteer work. And remember, the number one way that people get connected to opportunities is through networking. So, doing volunteer work can be in a very lucrative conduit for your networking. And then you can earn an hour, 1 point for every hour that you spend looking online or networking online. However, Facebook does not count toward this. LinkedIn does. If you don't have a LinkedIn profile yet, please give it some thought. Recruiters do use LinkedIn. Or you can earn a point for conducting some employer research. Remember, before career fair, you need to do employer research, so you can earn a point for each hour you spend doing that research. And then you can also earn a point for doing a follow-up after an interview or a contact from an employer. Next, notice we're going in descending order of points. Every day when you document your day's job search activity, you earn a point. And it's really important to document whenever you apply for a job, have some way to keep track of all that. A lot of people enjoy using an Excel spreadsheet and just opening up that sheet in the morning and then just keep adding to it throughout your day. It does look bad on the employer side if you apply for the same opportunity more than once. And honestly, once you get pretty deep into a job search, one job posting looks like another, and it does get kind of muffled in your mind. So get in the habit of documenting your job search strategy and earn a point while you do it. In this tool, you get half of a point if you apply for a position for which you do not meet the minimal qualifications, and you include a tailored cover letter with that application. It's not highly recommended that you spend a lot of time applying for jobs for which you do not meet the minimum qualifications. But once in a while, if the job is of particular interest to you, or is located in a place where you would love to live and work, once in a while you can go ahead and take your chances, because you don't know who else will apply. But keep that to a low percentage. Less than 5% of the jobs that you apply to should be a reach job where you don't meet the minimum qualifications. And then you earn 0 points for applying for a position without a tailored cover letter, unless it's a true blind posting or blind ad. And in these blind ads, they don't reveal the company to which you might apply. And that can be a little tricky, but occasionally you do run across these blind ads. So that's the end of the Job Seekers Daily 7. Now I'd like to go a little deeper into discussing targeted cover letters. So there's no such thing as a generic cover letter. That's an oxymoron. Each and every time you apply, you should be writing a unique cover letter for that particular position. And a cover letter is not a reiteration of your resume. A cover letter is about how you meet the requirements for that particular job. And a lot of employers use keyword scanning devices or applicant tracking systems, technology, to scan resumes and cover letters. And if the employer is using technology, what they have done is they have programmed a computer to scan your documents and award a point when it sees a keyword or phrase that comes directly out of that job announcement to which you're responding. And once the computer awards a point, it removes that word or phrase from the list. So you only get a point one time, say for your engineering discipline, because then the computer is going to take that off of the list. So if you do have your degree name on your resume, you don't need to put it in your cover letter as well. Use the valuable space on the cover letter to tell more about you than what your resume does. And you must use the key words and phrases so that the machine gives you the points. Then what happens after the computer has scanned all the cover letters and resumes is it will list the names of everybody who applied for that particular opportunity. Those with the most points, their names are at the top of the list, and then it goes in descending order of the number of points. So the people who have few points, their names are toward the bottom, and the recruiters never look at their resumes and cover letters. So if you don't take the time to write a targeted cover letter each and every time, you're probably not going to get enough points for the humans to read your documents, and it's the humans who decide who gets an interview. So you have to get past the machine first. And remember, machines don't translate. So you have to use the exact same words and phrases. Don't use fancy vocabulary. This isn't the time to show that you have a wide vocabulary of synonyms. Use the same words and phrases. And you do not repeat what's in your resume. I've already said that. A cover letter is not a resume in paragraph format. So make sure that you have your documents lined up. You know how to write a good cover letter each time. Make sure that the email address that you use in your job search is a job search safe email address. Do not use an email address that has your year of birth in it. That is not appropriate for a job search. Your age is protected by federal law. Do not use an email address that requires an explanation, or an email address that your grandparents would find embarrassing or cutesy. If you need to add something to just your name in an email address, then add something that's not going to be inappropriate for a job search. Make sure that your voicemail is appropriate for your future employer to hear. If you're in a job search, you really do need to be prepared at all times to be contacted by employers. And if the call rolls over to voicemail, it can't be something that is going to make the employer not want to interview you. When you are in a job search and you're expecting a phone call, say for a telephone interview, you should answer with hello and say your name. So I would answer, hello, this is Gayle Howell. That makes it look and appear that you're expecting this phone call. You wouldn't want to do that with your friends, with their calls, unless you tell them up front, I'm in a job search, and so right now I'm going to anticipate that every single incoming phone call could be from my future employer. Recruiters, they're very, very busy people for the most part. So make sure that you're working with them, not against them. So what I mean by that is, if you need to return a call to an employer and your call goes to voicemail, be sure you identify yourself, say your phone number at least 2 times, and tell them when would be a good time frame for them to call you back if possible. And then we already talked about a spreadsheet or some sort of way of recording the information about your job search, and be sure that you list the closing date on any job you apply to. Sometimes the closing date is called the expiration date. Make sure you record that in your documentation. A lot of first-time job seekers, they apply for something, and as soon as they hit the send button, they expect their phone to start ringing. And if the job hasn't expired yet, you're not going to hear from them. So put that in your documentation so that you can look back and know about when you should be starting to expect a phone call. Networking is so very, very important. I know I've said this already at least twice in this recording. LinkedIn networking is very, very important. Recruiters are using LinkedIn. And one of the ways that you can build your connections really quickly is to join groups, well-chosen groups in LinkedIn. Every single engineering discipline has a professional organization. You can join your discipline's professional organization in LinkedIn for free. Another group that you will qualify for, that you can join for free, is called the Capstone Engineering Society, or CES for short. The CES is the Alumni Association for the College of Engineering at UA. Do you think that would be a pretty valuable group to connect with? They really are. Most groups in LinkedIn are open groups, which means they're open to anybody to join. However, the CES group in LinkedIn is a closed group, which merely means that it's only open to students and alumni of the College of Engineering at UA. And then there are a few friends of those members in the CES group. I am neither an engineer nor an alumna, but because I'm a friend to engineering students and alumni, I've been allowed into that group in LinkedIn. So highly recommend that you take a look at that if you are using LinkedIn as a networking tool. And it's very important that you not get discouraged. A job search can be hard and it can be discouraging, but it's very important that you surround yourself with positive people who encourage you to keep on in your job search. If you feel like you're starting to get discouraged, please make an appointment with one of our staff members in the Engineering Career Development Center. We are here to help you. And always, always send a thank you email after a job interview, and get in the practice of doing it right away. As soon as you can send the email, send it after your interview. If you're interviewed by more than one person, send an email to each person who interviewed you. It can be a matter of getting the offer or not getting the offer. You never know if you're tied with some other person for the job, and the first one to send the thank you might be the one who breaks the tie and gets the offer. And in the thank you, go ahead and mention something that you talked about, just to refresh the interviewer's memory. So, in summary, we are here to help you. Please don't feel that you have to do the job search process all alone. Our staff is ready to help. I'm going to show you a slide in just a moment about how you can reach out and access our services. If you would like a copy of the Job Seekers Daily 7, please email me. Here's my email address, ghowell@ua.edu. I put a little note there. I don't schedule appointments via email. That is because Rachel Bowen manages my calendar, and I can actually help a lot more students and alumni with Rachel helping me out with the scheduling of appointments. So please only use this email address if you want to request a copy of the Job Seekers Daily 7. Here's how you can get in touch with us. You can use your appointment scheduling tool in Handshake, or you can call the number here on this screen. Again, I'm Gayle Howell, and my colleague Lindsay Dill also meets with students and alumni. So we can both be reached through Handshake and through this phone number, or you can stop by our office on the second floor of HM Comer. Thank you for joining today. Hope that this has been helpful. Happy job search.